Oh, nice.
So that works out real well.
Yes.
And that's fucking teamwork.
What's your favorite position?
Not gonna make it, but I'll order it from Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Fuck. They're not on that flyer?
No, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He saw Tenacious D live.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in Kansas City.
Oh, hell yeah.
They had a
Who opened
stage, and it was like a giant castle, like blow-up castle behind them, but the towers were dicks.
All right.
I have a
No.
picture.
By the way, no water during the pot.
I won't eat any ice. Damn it, dude. All right.
Thanks, up
Let me
already.
drink some water then.
It's gonna just.
I'll just stop using ice, I guess. I like my water cold. I like my water like my revenge and my
Fucking sue me.
leftovers. Like them
Like
cold.
Cold.
Yeah. The whole idea of leftovers is ridiculous. That's food you should have ate when it was prepared fresh for you and delicious. Leftovers is a disappointment in your fridge waiting for you.
To me, it's 2 meals.
Oh. Well, to me, it's perpetuate the obesity. Baby.
Baby.
Keep a full
Girl.
tank. But. Doodle-doo-ba-bow.
Oh, is this it? No.
Doodle-doo-ba-bow. Yeah, who's your buddy said Coheed should be on there?
That was Tony.
Does he like Coheed?
I guess so. I honestly don't know Tony very well. I've never met him in person. I've just played Xbox with him.
Yeah, isn't he Danny's Xbox friend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They hadn't even met each other for a long time. Not until like they didn't meet each other until after we were in the Dynasty League, like in person.
He's the guy that won the year before?
Yeah, last year.
Got you.
Oh, what do we got here?
ADP.
Oh, it's just that Dick Castle.
ADP.
That's awesome.
Oh, I see. You didn't. We're using the original template thing, or did you put yours on there?
I mean,
Different
it's all the same.
one? Okay, cool.
It's all the same layout. I think I added a few things, but I don't know. I just get weird doing notes while you guys are in there, so
Yeah.
I just do my own sheets.
Yeah, I got my own note stuff too.
But this will be fun. I'll kind of just explain some of these guys, and then you guys can agree or disagree or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And Christian, start us off, dog.
All right. I was not ready for this.
I know.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. We're here again with another episode. Today we're going to talk wide receiver ADP versus reality.
Love it.
How you doing, boys?
I'm doing damn good.
Biffy.
Spiff nasty.
I'm doing great, man.
Right, this is a wide receiver episode, man.
Yeah.
We got all those quarterbacks, the tight ends, the defense out of the way. Now it's time.
Cleared out the riffraff.
Exactly. Players that really matter.
This is, I mean, let's be
Just kidding.
honest. This is just a warm up for the running back episode. Let's just get
100%.
through it.
Yeah.
Love
Oh,
wide
man.
receivers, but there's just like, there's so many of them.
I
There's
know,
so
dude.
many
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, this was supposed to be ADP of 36, and then I think I went all the way to what, like 70?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know.
It
And
was
then
too
now
hard.
I got into, yeah, we'll get into it, but the wide receivers, it just never stops. It never stops.
No.
We could do a whole only slot receiver episode, you know?
We're not
Yeah.
going to, though.
Well,
We're
yeah.
not
If
gonna-
I had thought about that 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, we
That
probably
would
would
have
have
been
done it.
tight.
okay.
Next
Really?
year.
It's
Next
never too
year.
late.
next year, baby.
Hell yeah, man. Put
Put
that
it
one
on
in
the
the.
Too
Yeah,
late.
this
We
is
need
already
like
gonna
a
be.
piggy bank of ideas. You're just like, crack it open when you're broke. And a slot receiver episode. Let's do it. Sounds awesome. Well, we definitely touched on some slot receivers today.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, just to get a peep of what we're looking at, we created the sheet right here, fantasy finish versus ADP rank. The delta here is kind of the difference. So we just kind of examine that and give you kind of the obvious stuff, and then we'll kind of dive into other stuff. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Cool, man. Well, I guess I'll get this started. There's not really any news, right? We're past the wild card playoffs. We're down to our 8 teams, and we'll do a pick 'em later, so we can cover
Yeah,
that.
I'd say we could talk about Wild Card Weekend, but it kind of sucked. So I don't think we really need to spend that much time on it.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
I mean, we can when we do our draft later, we can talk about who got waffle stomped by the teams we're drafting from. But
Yeah, seriously.
who got fired? Who got fired after someone got? Oh yeah, Mike Mayock got fired.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Man, I used to really like Mike Mayock too. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
You may soon like him again. Give him
Yeah,
another shot
I
outside
honestly
of
think
the-
he could probably hop back on TV and still do pretty well. I think there's a big difference on being able to look at all the players in college and tell you which ones are good and actually picking the right ones that fit your team.
Yeah,
so-
you only get 7. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
There's
It's
a lot
easy to
of
fuck
pressure
up.
now, like
Yeah.
You only
so
get 7 unless you're the Seahawks. Then what, you get like 2?
two
3?
or
Oh my
three.
God. Yeah, you get 2 and Jamal Adams,
Yep.
but
Well, perfect.
And he hit on a couple still. Max Crosby's tough.
oh my God.
Like
Yeah.
Max Crosby's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
And I was looking at some of the PFF grades and are the all PFF rookie team. And they had a slot corner and a safety on there that
Yeah.
Morig. So they did okay this last year.
Yeah, he's the one who like dropped pretty far in the draft.
Yeah,
right?
he dropped real far. I thought he was
Yeah.
going to go in the first round. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
They reach for some and catch others.
it's really just when you say before the draft, we're going to take some people no one else is going to think of. And then with the number 4 overall pick, you take Cleveland Farrell. It kind of buries you unless you end up winning a Super Bowl,
A little bit, yeah. Just a
That's
little
for
bit.
sure. Hell yeah,
anyway.
man. Well, if you want to talk about reaching for guys or whatever, how about guys that fell?
Yeah.
That didn't go high in the draft but outperformed their draft capital. I guess that's exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. So just to be clear with all our stats, we're doing the fantasy year. So this is weeks 1 through 17 averages. So, just because some of these guys kind of fell off doesn't mean we're not optimistic about them. But as far as the 2021 year, they clearly disappointed. So we'll start with the risers. Obviously, Cooper Kupp, fantasy finish of 1. ADP 17 plus 16. I don't know what much to say about him besides.
there's not. He just
had
had one
him.
of the greatest wide receiver seasons of all time. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I was curious. I meant to look up the odds on what him being the passing leader was, or the receiving leader.
Oh, yeah. That would be
Oh,
a
like
good
before
thing
the
to
season?
look.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
probably been pretty sweet, especially before anticipating Woods and injury and all that. But still on pace to do amazing things anyway.
Yeah. I think the whole Stafford edition really gets. It's like it was just a blind spot for so many of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say us, but definitely
Well,
for
I
me.
think we all thought Cooper Kupp was going to be good, but just not this good. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what kind of took us by surprise. If he would have finished 10th, I would have been like, oh yeah, that I could see that. But
Yeah.
first and by a lot is crazy.
The fact that he triple crowns it, like
Mm-hmm.
receptions, yards, and TDs, 16 touchdowns is insane.
Yeah. It also puts in perspective, just real quick, like how crazy Randy Moss's receiving touchdown record is and Calvin Johnson's yardage record. Because
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp has this amazing season that we're all talking about and didn't break either one of those records with an extra game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty nuts that those dudes did that.
Insane.
Jesus.
But I guess we'll just cruise on to the next one. I'm gonna talk Jamar Chase since we're already talking about records. I'm going a little out of that order.
Yeah, you do. You.
So Jamar Chase, fantasy finish of 5, ADP 29, plus 24. I mean, the guy had 11 receptions, 266 yards, and 3 touchdowns in one game, and beat the rookie receiving record. So look out for LSU receivers unless they're Terrace Marshall Jr., I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
don't call it a comeback.
right. I mean, that's crazy. The top 3. What did Odell have that, or his was the first 2 years, right? He didn't have the receiving rookie because that was Randy Moss.
He didn't break the rookie record, I don't think.
So basically, next year when if Jamar Chase goes off, the top 2 receivers or the 3 top first 2 seasons are going to be LSU guys with
Nice.
Odell, Jefferson, and Jamar Chase, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's buck nasty.
But yeah, like kind of after seeing this, I think I'm refusing to sell first round picks for veteran players because it seems like a surge of rookie receivers these last 2 years.
Maybe top 8.
Of course.
Yeah, because Chase was our 5th overall
I think
this
4th.
year.
It would have been
4th or 5th.
Yeah. It was 4th because
So it was definitely Najee, Kyle Pitts. Then I think it was Chase.
No, it was Etienne.
Etienne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Chase
it was
and
not.
Javonte.
It was
Yeah.
It was Najee,
Okay.
Etienne, then Ian picked Pitts. I thought.
No, Pitts
Ian
went
was number
second.
2.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard to trade up for that number 2 pick. Offered him Calvin Ridley. Ooh, too bad.
Would have been nice, huh?
Too bad he didn't take that one.
Hey man, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But anything you guys got to say about Jamar Chase? Like,
I mean, he's just an absolute animal.
yeah, don't listen to the haters at the beginning.
And also, let's calm down on shitting on a rookie after he takes a year off if he's not having a good training camp. Maybe that's the takeaway with Jamar Chase.
yeah,
Like,
Well,
he
there's
literally
so,
hadn't played a game in over a year.
There's just so much demand for news and just information and conversation. Not that we're perpetuating that in any way,
right.
but
Man, the ball's different. Oh, he's going to suck. He can't catch an NFL ball. All right.
Yeah,
that was funny. He
Yeah.
said that though, right?
Yeah, he did say that, but
Yeah.
it was taken a bit out of context. He was kind of like asked about it. He didn't just randomly say it. They asked like what the difference between like college and the NFL is, and one of the things he said was the ball was different, and then everyone ran with that, and it was
Oh,
like, well, anyway.
yeah. Lucky for you if that story caught your league. So let's see another rookie receiver staying on the record. Jalen Waddle with 104 receptions as a rookie. Fantasy finish of 14, ADP 44. So it's a plus 30. He is who we thought he was. And I kind of just wish I had a share of him somewhere because that guy's fun to watch.
Yeah. The guy was averaging 20 PPR points per game in the last 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, so he might have won some people some games too, huh?
Absolutely.
100%.
It's pretty incredible.
And
That's better than Jamar Chase the last 4 games. Just
That's
for
crazy.
those who are counting.
And that's okay. Anyway, moving on. I want to talk one more rookie. I'm gonna kick this on over to Christian because he had something to say about him. Fantasy finish at 24, ADP 71. That's a plus 46. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
St. Frown.
I mean, yeah. Amon-Ra, we talked about it, that he may be a guy that kind of benefits from no one else being around and you could sell him. I think he still outperformed what I would have thought he was going to do. And I mean, what was it, 4 or 5 games in a row where he had 8 or more catches?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, it does show that he was kind of the only guy there. So I still think I stand by selling him. I feel like
Right.
at
That's what I
this
was going to
point
ask him.
yeah, at this point with all the hype he's gotten, you could sell him for a late first. I think
so too.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather have the late first. And it's nothing against him. He had an amazing rookie season, but they've already kind of gone out and talked about the fact they're going to get a quarterback and they're going to build around this quarterback and give him some more weapons. That just inherently means St. Brown's targets is going to go down. If they go get like a true number 1 receiver, which I don't know that Amon-Ra is, he might be, but if they go get a true number 1 and a good quarterback, that offense is going to open up a lot, and it's going to leave him having a good role and a major role probably, but not as big as he did this year.
Yeah.
That's true, man. I was gonna throw out. I did a little side stuff for my own needs, and I satted these guys out for the first 6 weeks and the last 6 weeks of the season, just to kind of it'll work into some other stuff. But he was the wide receiver 3 over the last 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which
Insane.
goes to note that 5 of those 6 weeks, T.J. Hawkinson wasn't playing. You know, so
Yeah, so even more, he's the only guy there.
Right.
yeah,
But props to him. He definitely shut me up earlier, like in the around the combine and stuff, or not combine, but whatever you want to call it. I kind of went hard on him for not being that impressive, and he was extremely impressive this year. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's got them hands.
I'm sure we'll be talking about him next year, seeing if revisit that if the selling was a good thing or not. So I'm gonna throw one over to you, Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Your boy, Christian Kirk.
Oh my god.
Fantasy finish of 23, ADP 73, so that's a plus 49.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible, isn't it? Christian Kirk. What a guy, you know?
He's a pretty nice guy.
You know, what blows
Good
my
name.
mind about guys named Christian is like, isn't that a little bit blasphemy, you know? No, I'm just joking. Christian Kirk, I love the guy. I've been talking about him all year. The thing that really fucked me up with looking into Christian Kirk is that his targets per game, not that much higher than he has had all his career, right? He had about 5-6 targets per game his whole career. So I'm trying to figure out why this year was so much better, you know, and Kyler didn't throw for any more yards. He was right there between 3,700 and 4,000 yards. And the targets weren't any higher. Slot roll, pretty good slot roll. I was kind of surprised because I thought Rondell would come in, play the slot. So what the fuck, man? Christian Kirk just came in and he crushed it, getting the same workload, same snap percentages he's been getting the whole time. His catch rate went from about 62% up to 75%. That's a huge deal. But then I got to attribute it to them having more weapons to distract the defense, you know? Because
Right.
he came in and it was like just him and Fitz and a couple of tight ends, you know? And then now Hopkins comes in and now they got A.J. Green, Rondell Moore,
Zach Ertz,
and your boy Antoine
Wesley. Guy's got a high point, baby.
So I just think Christian Kirk's kind of an animal, man. I was looking at his player profile there, just kind of looking at things, and they comp him to Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
And so,
I can kind of see that with this old Vikings Diggs, a kind of streaky one.
yeah, obviously he's a free agent next year, so I'm super excited about him. The guy, it's crazy. The opportunities didn't go up. Really, the passing offense didn't go up. He just was more efficient with his targets. So he's just maturing as a player. Hopefully he takes his talents elsewhere and then goes off. Which brings me to another point, because I know you like your Anton Wesley's. So I'm looking at his snap percentage, and the guy's averaging over 75% snaps with Hopkins out.
Yeah, dog.
And he'll be there next year. And then you got A.J. Green was on a 1-year deal. So Rondell moving into the slot. Then your boy Wesley moving out to the outside. So,
I like it.
some opportunities, a lot of shifting
I like that a lot.
in the Arizona, even in their backfield. It's going to be a whole different team next year. We'll see how it goes.
And don't forget, don't underestimate the power of two first names.
Yeah, that's right. The power of two first names. It's actually getting out of control with two first names. I did a little bit of research, Christian. You know how I feel about two first names?
I do now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never trust anyone with two first names. So you're
Fair.
lucky. It's a whole thing. But then I was looking at all of the top quarterbacks, and you got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
But Kyler Murray. Just saying.
Just saying.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. See? You got to look out for those quarterbacks with two first names. They're taking over the league.
That's crazy.
This is insane. So,
Well, with that said, let's move it to a quarterback that
And Roethlisberger.
yeah, that's right. You nailed it, man.
David Carr. No.
Fitz?
Speaking of Derek Carr, Hunter Renfro,
Woo.
fantasy
Oh.
finish of 11, ADP 85. That's a plus 74. That was one of the highest ones on the sheet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the highest
I was
one on
going
the
to say
sheet.
it would be the highest.
So obviously, the departure of Henry Ruggs and the Darren Waller injury, someone might say maybe there's some negative regression coming. But
Hey, they said that about Thielen, too. It didn't stop him.
I mean, that's kind of what I was gonna say. Is this just seemed like a hardworking guy with talent that finally got his opportunity, and when he got it, he fucking took it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the most consistent player on that team.
I didn't
That's
wanna
a
say.
pretty inconsistent team.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he's like, I don't know, he's kind of a rock to build that passing game around. Because a little spoiler alert, we'll get into how often the Raiders like to go deep with their wide receivers. And he's like the only guy they don't do that with. So he plays a pivotal role in that
Yeah.
offense. So, I don't see it going down.
Not at all. I think that's awesome. And then we got two more on the risers. We got Debo Samuel. I mean, what can you say? The all-around Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
He's the clear favorite with George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. He can do anything. You love him, you hate him. Depends on if you got him. And just to point out, fantasy finish a 3, ADP 35. So he had that plus 32. So
It's pretty good.
Ain't
Yeah.
bad.
Can't go wrong with that.
And then the last guy on here is Hollywood Brown.
Oh.
Fantasy finish of 17, ADP of 51. It's a plus 33. He's on fire to start the year. He had at least one touchdown in the first 5 of 7 games, and then 0 touchdowns after the bye week. He did have a big game or two in there as well. So I know, Daniel, you mentioned something about him.
Yeah, I really thought he was a guy that I am looking for some good moves next year. I think he suffered from a little bit of the what's going on in Baltimore situation this year. But yeah, he definitely hit the ground running, as you mentioned. Through the first 6 weeks, he was the wide receiver 7. He had a lot of touchdowns. He ended the year on a touchdown hot streak last year. So it's kind of he's got a lot of potential. I think you just keep an eye on him. I'm not going full roster breakdown like I did with the Cardinals, but I think if you get some consistent quarterback play and the return of the run game and a little more maturity by either Tyler Huntley or Lamar Jackson, what the fuck ever, then you end up with Hollywood Brown has shown you what he's got, and I think there's more. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
So that whole team was super inconsistent this year. So I don't know. No one shit during halftime or whatever. So
Shit.
Maybe that was a problem.
And then, I mean, that's it. Christian, got anything on Hollywood?
Nah, I mean, just need a consistent passing game. And yeah, he
Seriously.
could be awesome. But so could Rashad Bateman. But, you know.
Right.
Rashad Bateman will be awesome. All I have to do is cut him.
Right, exactly.
He'll be the wide receiver one next
So we'll
year.
go to the fallers. We don't have to spend too much time. I mean, actually, unless you guys want to, but the clear one on here, Kenny Galladay.
Woof.
Fantasy finish of 75, ADP 30, minus 51. I think maybe people saw this coming, but there was that hype in the beginning of the year with the whole Daniel Jones deep ball thing.
Well, I mean, let's be real. That offense should be better than it is
Right.
with the pieces they have. And I mean, that's just the ineptitude of Joe Judge and why he was fired. I mean, like, I don't think that team would necessarily, I'm not saying they'd be good, but they should be decently competitive and be able to at least move the ball with the weapons they have. I mean, I know their offensive line is trash, but that's, again, why kind of Judge and the GM got fired. So I don't know. I don't know that I thought Kenny Galladay was going to do awesome, but yeah, better than this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's baked into the ADP, you know. I don't think anyone was buying it, you know, going off the board at wide receiver 30, but goddamn, what a fall from grace, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I had a question here. Do you see maybe if you can get him for peanuts, like is this like maybe a buy low opportunity?
Yeah,
If they brought
100%.
in a big
Did-
Deshaun Watson, I don't know.
Deshaun Watson, baby.
I heard you mention them. That's why I said that. But you know,
The Texans would have 3 top 10 picks if they made that
that'd be crazy.
trade for 2 firsts. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The other obvious one is Allen Robinson, wide receiver, 11, ended 83,
Sure.
minus 75. I mean, obvious talent, but just same thing. Coaching, quarterback situation, I'd say similar to Galladay. You guys got anything else on that?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I got it, the whole injury report later, but, you know, Allen Robinson did make it on there. He only played 11 games, but he was averaging 7.4 points in those 11 starts, and that is not a startable fantasy player at all.
Not at all.
So,
we'll move on to Cortland Sutton. I think this, you know, fantasy finish of 42, ADP 34. You know, quarterback question marks. The re-signing him, the signing of Tim Patrick. He's got so many weapons on that team. I don't know. I did write down here he did not score over 9 points when Jared Jeudy was on the field. Without him, it was 16.9. But even within that average, it was really heavy boom, and then quite like a bust every third game. So
yeah, I mean, as far as targets go, without Jerry Jeudy for those 5 games, he was averaging 10 targets a game. The rest of the season with Jeudy in there, it's only about 4.5 targets.
Oof.
It's kind of ridiculous. But I mean,
Sucks.
you guys know who led the Broncos in targets this year? It was
Javonte Williams.
Cortland Sutton.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good. That's good news for me.
yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
I mean, we
yeah.
just need a real quarterback in there, right? If
Yeah.
we do that, we're good. Like for both these guys, Judy and Cortland.
Yeah.
I mean, Cortland's catch rate was like 59%. So
Oh, okay.
it
Well,
was just, you know, just because you're getting the targets doesn't mean you're catching them, I guess.
Well, on that train, let's talk Jared Jeudy. Fantasy finish at 86, ADP of 28, but he did miss 7 games. So I just wanted to ask. We can talk about him later because I think we will. Or maybe we'll just save that question for later. I got a question for you about him, though. So let's move on. Julio Jones,
Whoa.
fantasy finish at 98, ADP 18.
Julio Jones.
ADP of 18. That's insane.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right.
That's crazy.
Can we talk about that for a second? Well, what the hell, man? This is a joke, or
I know. Hey, if luck, hopefully you were someone who sold him early in the year.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we dumped him. We dumped him in a dynasty. That was a good one. But who are you? Who are you, Julio Jones drafters at the 7? Who was, because I don't think he went at 17 everywhere, right? So some people were taking him at like 12. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Dude, people buy into that hype.
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, fun fact, the year before this year, last year, 2020, he was the wide receiver 46. So, of course, he's going to make the leap of changing teams
Right.
and playing
Yeah.
with A.J. Brown.
Just gets better with age.
Oh, my God.
And then I do have A.J. Brown on here. I mean, the ADP of 8, fantasy finished at 33. He did miss games as well. But I think we can all say he's a pretty talented guy.
Yeah.
So,
Prime for a bounce back.
I mean, honestly, you know, he had his big games, but it was just frustrating because what loses you games is when you play someone when you should have benched him, and you benched him when you should have played him. And I feel like that was kind of A.J. Brown's MO.
Yeah.
So we'll go on
We're going
to
on.
our favorite, Terry McLaurin.
Oof.
Fantasy finish of 25, ADP 10 to minus 16. I don't know. He's an older guy.
I meant to wear the jersey, Terry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's an older guy, 27, 28. He's an
Yeah.
older guy.
27.
So, I don't know. We need to get that man a quarterback before he...
Yeah.
Turns
well,
30.
This was all predicated on Ryan Fitzpatrick, right?
Right.
Everyone thought he was going to come in there and sling the rock all year, and then that just didn't happen. And I like
yeah.
Taylor Heineke as much as the next guy, but he's not going to get you premium Terry McLaurin points.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
You got anything on that, Daniel? He is your homie.
I know. I just I still have my Vegas bet slip for Terry McLaurin to lead the league in passing yards, and for
I have the Ryan Fitzpatrick to passing yards. Yeah,
Yep.
that's sick.
the combo. I think I had them as a Super Bowl winners too. The odds were playing really good for that.
Yeah.
So it is. He played his heart out. He's a good dude. I don't think that he's going to have the normal trajectory where at age 29 he starts looking like whatever. I think he's going to be playing for a long time and at a high level. And obviously he can't do that without someone throwing him the ball straight up. I mean, we're a little worried about Antonio Gibson. I mean, that guy's clearly in the next CMC. Am I right?
Hey, save that for the next episode, buddy. We'll move on to, I put down LaVisca Chenault. Fantasy finish at 58, ADP 37. I kind of only put this on here with the hype surrounding him with Urban Meyer. And it's probably a little disappointing for people who probably paid a little too high, bought in a little too much of that hype. Coaching changes coming, so we'll see what happens there. Then, you guys got anything on that? It's just
No.
Let's see who the coach is first.
right.
Let's see what happens.
I only
DJ
brought him
Chark.
up because I got a little something later.
I'm
Robbie
mixing
Anderson,
streams.
fantasy finish 53, ADP 32. His biggest game came after a bye with Cam Newton throwing in the rock, and they're saying Sam Darnold's going to play next year. So do you guys want anything to do with Robbie Anderson?
Can we just send them to London? There you go.
There you go. And then I'd put down Calvin Ridley, but I don't think that matters. Sucks for fantasy, but I just want to throw out. Can't imagine what kind of pressures these dudes go through. So hopefully he gets it figured out, and all the best. Unless you guys have.
Yeah, two first
that
names.
that just sucks.
Yeah.
Two first names.
So that's the risers and fallers. So we're gonna move on to Daniel here. Recency
Alrighty.
bias.
Recency bias. What does it mean? Who are we?
Are you gonna do like Webster's dictionary defines?
How do we know who we are? Now, how did we do, America? And Lance, the one Canadian dude playing fantasy football. How did we do? I want to know. I want to know how we did. AJ just told us it looks like a lot of the top guys did pretty well. And a lot of the guys you drafted in the top 12 ended up in the top 12, right? Well, that's great. How's it going to impact your drafting next year? That's what I want to know. I want you to tell me. No? Nobody? Okay, I'll tell you. Let me tell you straight up. Out of the top 12 ADP for this year, 9 of them had a fantasy wide receiver 1 finish in 2020. That tells me that we are completely biased on recent success, which is great. That's great. Let me tell you, the guys who were wide receiver 1s in 2020 that didn't get drafted as wide receiver 1s this year, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, and Adam Thielen. So they were all drafted in the top 24. No big deal, but now you know. Prior year, same trend. There were 5 guys who were drafted as wide receiver 1s that didn't have a wide receiver 1 finish the previous year, and 4 of those other 5 were drafted as wide receiver 2s. So what happens is you see someone do well, and you go after them. It gets a little dicey because you get your rookies going to second year. They jump way up the list and they kick out a couple of the the you know, that's how it goes. The older replaced by the new, and then you have a new list, and so on it goes. So I'm here to ask you, who are we drafting next year in the top 12? And it's a pretty easy answer if you look at who finished in the top 12. Are you drafting Hunter Renfrow in the top 12? I'm not.
No.
Straight up. But the rest of these guys, let me just read the list of top 12 fantasy finishes this year. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Devonta Adams.
Yep.
You drafting Deebo Samuels in the top 12?
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Deontay Johnson. Depends on the quarterback sitch, right?
Yeah.
He might be a
If he
guy
gets
that
good quarterback for sure.
See, because this is just what I'm doing, guys. In case I'm just talking, I'm just having fun. But Deontay Johnson, we all know how great he is. In 2020, he had a wide receiver 18 finish, and then he ended up getting drafted as a wide receiver 21. So people aren't really trusting the Pittsburgh offense, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So anyway, after him, you got Keenan Allen.
I'd say yeah.
Nope, I'm with you,
No.
Christian. Chris Godwin, that depends on where he ends up.
Yeah, and time frame of injury.
Yep, the aforementioned Hunter Henry, and then you got Mike Evans, who I think goes, in my heart, is up. He's always going up.
Yeah.
Although I remember getting fucked taking him as like the wide receiver or the 3rd overall pick in the startup one. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's tough because Mike Evans is totally a guy I'm going to say no to, and he could definitely be.
he's just such a touchdown monster.
He really is.
So when I get into these guys and I think about who's getting kicked out by by your rookies, your Jalen Waddles, your CeeDee Lambs, and this kind of stuff, I also have to think about what I was mentioning earlier, and that's the guys that finish strong the last 6 weeks of the year, because people who won fantasy championships or had good playoff runs because they had these guys are going to remember this, and they're going to draft them.
Yeah.
So I've got the last 6 weeks, I've got the top 16 guys, and it looks like 7 of them did not finish as wide receiver ones on the year. So I'm just going to read the names out and talk about how they did. We already mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 3 in the last 6 weeks of the year. T. Higgins was actually number 4. So he could be a guy that you're eyeballing. Brandon Cooks was at 11th. And then Russell Gage was the wide receiver 12 over the last 6 weeks of the year.
Boy.
So you look at him in that offense, and it's nothing but opportunity. You know, the little ramblings that are out there about Calvin Ridley are, does the team make a trade? Would it be better for Calvin Ridley to have a fresh start? This kind of stuff kind of bodes well if you're getting in your Russell Gages. And then obviously the next guy's a showstopper. Odell Beckham Jr. over the last 6 weeks is heating up pretty big. He's a wide receiver 13. Then you have Jalen Waddle, who was a wide receiver 14, only in playing 4 of those 6 games. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So like really, if he had played all of the games, he'd be number 5 on this list, right?
Damn.
Okay, then Keenan Allen and Tyler Boyd. What I'm getting at is you get a little bit of a bump. I didn't mean to say Keenan Allen. He's a top 12, but you get the picture. These guys have a little bump going into the end of the year. So I want to circle back to the first 6 weeks of 2021 season with the guys who started off really well and then fizzled out. So you want to, these are the guys that if you rostered them, you were really pumped, and then, oh, shit, it went down. And so you might be a little jaded. Like I had Cooper Kupp a couple of years ago, and he got injured, and now I'm like, you know what? Not going to do that. Same story with Hunter Henry. We've all been there. So I'm just going to throw these guys out there. Mike Williams, the wide receiver 4 in the first 6 weeks. Hollywood Brown, already mentioned, number 7. DJ Moore actually had a hot start, number 9 over the first 6 weeks, and then whatever happened in Carolina happened.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb was number 10, and then Adam Thielen, number 11. So there are guys that had hot pockets here, in the beginning of the year, the end of the year, and then the guys we know and love were all top guys throughout the year, right? In the beginning and the end, Cooper Kupp was number 1. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, these guys are consistent, and that's why they're highly sought after. But you got to try to figure out who's going to be the hot guy, who's going to help you win games, even if it's not consistently throughout the year. And that's why I brought up these other guys that were definitely definitely big components of your team.
And who to sell on a hot streak.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, right? If you got an undervalued player, just get out. You can get out sometimes. It's like you're saying with Amon-Ra, like my boy AJ here. Hunter Renfrow didn't make the list for the first 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, those, back-to-back, team targets for Darren Waller.
Yeah.
And then I dropped Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, didn't Waller have 19 targets?
Game 1, yeah.
Week 1? Jesus. Yeah, Hunter Renfrow, last 6 weeks, wide receiver 7,
Yeah.
So
I know.
These guys got to get, they get a little streaky is all I'm saying. So I just wanted to look at these kind of things. This is where my mind goes when I think you enter a draft and it's such what have you done for me lately? But I wanted to kind of pull out some guys that might not be on the best rankings that had hot spots here and had hot spots there, basically.
Nice. Well, is that the end of your presentation?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I got a ton of shit, but I think that is a concise way to end it.
Okay, right on.
For sure.
Well, that's awesome. I don't know if this will fuck you up, Christian, but I think it'd be nice to go to the 12, not in the top 12 after that, or is that going to fuck you up with your notes?
No, I'm fine.
I'd say let's move on to that, because I think that's a nice kind of segue into that to talk the top 12 that didn't make the top 12.
Cool.
So take it away, my dog.
Oh, wait, hang on. That was me?
I can pinch hit that too.
Oh, my bad. I didn't.
Oh, I
realize
thought
that
that's
was
what.
supposed to be me. Did
You know
you
what?
say? You probably did say that in the chat, and I just forgot.
It's all good. I got some good notes on at least 4 of these guys. I can just roll in because I'm doing a little segment on injured players, which is basically this.
Yeah,
so basically the top 12 guys that didn't finish in the top 12. My big 4, a lot of them have already been touched on, but DeAndre Hopkins was ADP 4. He only played 10 games. So that is obviously going to hold him back from having that top finish. I wanted to talk about his average in the 10 games that he did play. He was averaging 14.7. And this year, if you played every game and you averaged 15 fantasy points, you were a wide receiver 1. Congratulations. He was not a wide receiver 1 even when he was playing, is what that tells you. The same thing is true for most of these guys. Calvin Ridley played 5 games, ADP 5. He had a 14.2. He was a wide receiver 2 even when he was playing. AJ Brown, ADP 8. He played 12 games. His average was a 13.7. So he was not playing at a wide receiver 1 level even when he was on the field. Allen Robinson, I had already touched on this, played 11 games. A sub 8 average, that's bad. Not interested. Another guy with a sub 8 average was Julio Jones, ADP 18.
Yeah.
Played 9 games, not startable. But I did want to talk about a guy who was not in the top 12, but Robert Woods, ADP 14. He played 9 games. And despite all of us being like, come on, Stafford, there's more than just Cooper Kupp on your team, he did have a 15.2 point per week average. So he was playing on a wide receiver 1 level before he got injured. So
damn.
that kind of touches on at least 4 of the top 12 that ended up outside the top 12. I could pull this sheet up and probably get some more info. I'm sure you're spring loaded.
Yeah, I mean, the only other guy I can really think of, DK Metcalf.
Yeah. And that's hard to,
gauge with Russell Wilson.
Oh, and he finishes the wide receiver 13.
Yeah, so he's right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Well, perfect, man. I like that. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it just is crazy, and people need to pay attention to, like what you're saying with Hopkins. Like, just because, okay, you can write this year off because of injury, you do need to still pay attention to what they were doing beforehand. Because if you're going to take Hopkins, number 4 overall last year, and he averaged you 14.7 points a game, you're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I read to you all the receivers I'm taking over Hopkins, there would be 12 at least.
Yeah, he really, I mean, it's crazy to think, obviously that trade was still bad, but it really hasn't ended up as bad as everyone thought it was going to be. Hopkins hasn't been like the crazy superstar that everyone thought he was going to be in Arizona.
Yeah.
And Kyler has not gone over 4,000 yards passing in any season.
Yeah.
And Kingsbury, old Clifford Kingsbury. What the fuck, dude? What's that guy's name? People are going to figure him out. I don't think he has the depth of talent as a coach to evolve with the team. So I do worry about the potential.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for our preseason chopping block episode. I'm going to run Cliff Kingsbury.
Nice.
Hey, I love it. Well, dude, let's move on. Let's get Christian's action here. Let's do the average depth of target for receivers there. We'll move that on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of look at some interesting stats and see if there was any correlation between like where they finished and these kind of more out there stats. So first of all, I want to shout out Flurry Sports. We'll provide the link in the video because I really liked their stuff. And on the website, it says free use. Just please shout us out. So there you go, Flurry Sports. So we're going to use their stats. And when we're looking at average depth of target, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. It's how far, on average, the quarterback had to throw the ball to get to this receiver.
Close to me.
So I went into this under the assumption that most of the people with a really high average depth of target would be really good receivers and, like have a really good game. And that's kind of not how it ended up going. So for the record, I took out anybody that was less than 50 targets because at that point, like, whatever, you're just getting long balls every now and then. Like Deshaun Jackson ended up being the number one on average depth of target, and he only had like 40 something targets.
Some killer targets.
Yeah. So if we go 10-1 on average depth of target, it's Kenny Galladay with 14.2, Gabe Davis at 14.5, Zay Jones 14.6, Brian Edwards 14.6,
Nice.
Nelson Aguilar 14.7, Devonta Smith 15.2. There's one to keep your eye on though, because he had 101 targets, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but that's a big deal. Tyler Lockett 15.4, 103 targets. Donovan Peoples-Jones 15.6, which I think is really huge now that Odell is officially gone. That could be showing that they may want to use him in that offense, but he only ended up with 58 targets. Cortland Sutton's number 2 at 15.8, and Emmanuel Sanders ended actually number 1 at average depth of target with 15.9. Wow. So you guys can kind of see with that list of names, it's not really the list of names that I expected.
Yeah.
You know, you would have thought Jamar Chase, you would have thought Justin Jefferson. And so I kind of started to notice that it was really more about where they finished number wise. So I started looking at 13, like 13.0 with an average depth of target with receivers that had 100 or more targets, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically it's the amount of times these guys got targeted. It brought their average depth of target down out of the higher echelon of like the top 10, but it was still crazy. And so here are some names with average depth of target of 13 or higher with 100 or more targets. Jamar Chase, 13.6 with 123 targets. Terry McLaurin, 13.9, 126.
Ooh.
Mike Evans, 13.7, 111 targets. Justin Jefferson, 13.3 with 163 targets, which, by the way, let's calm down with 163 targets to one guy.
Yeah, holy shit.
Hell nah, dude.
We need a healthy Thielen out here now.
Hey,
And
where's
then,
my Irv Smith
Irv
jersey?
Smooth.
And then DK Metcalf with 13.1 and 124 targets. So that's kind of where I was more seeing those superstar names, which did lead me just to a couple little things I wanted to talk about. And then I actually want to get into a different stat. But Corey Davis only played 9 games, but he had 59 targets and an average depth of target of 13.3. So that shows me that Zach Wilson likes him. That shows me the Jets offense likes him. It just wasn't quite clicking. So I think Corey Davis is a name to keep your eye on if you believe in the Jets whatsoever. Gabe Davis with Emmanuel Sanders leaving. Emmanuel Sanders is number 1 in average depth of target with 50 targets or more. And now Gabe Davis is pretty much going to replace him next year, it seems like. So exciting for Gabe Davis fans. And then just a random stat. If you include Henry Ruggs and Deshaun Jackson, the Raiders have 4 players in the top 10 of average depth of target.
Jesus.
In Jackson, Ruggs, Zay Jones, and Brian Edwards, which is just insane. It kind of shows that the average depth of target more shows teams that are just losing and trying to get chunk plays. To me.
Yeah. That blows my mind how many yards the Raiders had and how few points they had. Yeah. It's just like, it's so insane. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have to do yards versus points correlation.
I don't think I wasted my time looking at the average depth of target on Flurry Sports because it did turn me on to a pretty interesting stat. Yards per route run.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
And when I did the top 10 of that, listen to these names. Starting 10-1. Tyler Lockett, 2.4. A.J. Brown, 2.5. Jamar Chase, 2.5. Justin Jefferson, 2.6. Deonta Harris, 2.7. A name to keep your eye on, but not a superstar.
Right.
Antonio Brown, 2.8. Devontae Adams, 2.8. Christian McCaffrey, 2.9. Deebo Samuel, 3.0. And Cooper Kupp, 3.1. So I think yards per route run is kind of leading into like giving you an idea of the offense, like where the offense wants to run through, because they're trying to get them the most open and they're giving them the craziest routes, the longest routes. They want to get the hands in these, or the ball in these guys' hands. So I found some interesting names with a pretty high yard per route run that weren't in the top 10. But we already mentioned Deontay Harris. Russell Gage had 2.0. Michael Pittman, 2.0. Mike Williams, 2.0. Kendrick Bourne, 2.0.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, 2.0. And Kyle Pitts actually had 2.0. It's weird that they all finished right there at 2.0. But I really wanted to stay 2 or higher, and those are the most interesting names. So I think those are some names you could really watch out for to see maybe their team starts to run the offense through them more, like a Michael Pittman, and even like an interesting name like Kendrick Bourne, who, in my opinion, vastly outperformed Nelson Aguilar.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So I don't know, just some interesting stats I thought were maybe worth trying to pay attention to for future seasons.
No, I love that. That was awesome.
I'm gonna listen to this podcast just for that.
Right? I'll have to, because I'll be editing it. No, dude, that was good shit.
Fuck yeah.
Well, damn.
Flurry Sports, I have to check that out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'll send you the link so you can post it in the video for sure.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, that's better than Post-it notes. That's a note to post it on.
Oh man, I feel like that was very informative. You can go anywhere with that.
For sure.
I might just cruise through my team changes real quick.
Okay.
Because I think we'll be able to cruise through it because he kind of mentioned a lot of the names, or we've already mentioned all these names, but mentionable dubs as far as team changes go. You got Kenny Galladay, Will Fuller, Julio Jones, Curtis Samuel, mostly injury related. Then you got Jimmy Smith-Schuster, who signed with the Chiefs. Oh wait, never mind. He decided to stay with the Pittsburgh Steelers for another year.
He did play at the Chiefs last week, though.
That's true, he did. I actually mentioned Corey Davis on here, and I put he averaged 11.8 when he did play. He had a significant role, averaged 6.5 targets a game, and he's got 2 more years left on this contract. So I'm just piggybacking right off what you said. I mean, they at least got to believe in the guy.
Yeah,
and it looks like a lot of trust in the veteran, but
they had a weird, sexy start to the year.
Yeah,
so
they did. So
we'll see what happens.
Really cool. Hopefully, he stays healthy. Oldies but goodies. I put on here Emmanuel Sanders, who you just touched on, but I did not realize he was 35.
Yeah,
that's awesome,
dude. I was thinking about that. He has played for 3 different teams in Super Bowls. He could go to his 4th. If he goes to the Super Bowl with the Bills this year with 4 different teams. Awesome. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
And then I also had AJ Green on here too. Just oldies but goodies. He was serviceable in like a deep league. I just wanted to mention him.
Oh my God, that one drop.
Oh yeah.
It's the Packers game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. Would have been a complete. I mean, he had a good year considering everything, but that would have put him up there.
And then I also had here Kendrick Bourne, who is, like you said, a free agent after this year, and he vastly outperformed. He had some really big games, a lot of big plays too. And then these two, interestingly enough, I wanted to add on here was Jamal Agnew and Marvin Jones Jr.
Of course.
And I'm only mentioning them because
go to London.
I'm only mentioning here because you need to pay attention to coaching changes. Because both of these guys played under Darrell Bevell, who actually is interviewing for that head coaching job.
Yeah, he should get it.
But not like they did anything special, but they did have some good games. So that's just to make sure you keep your eye on which OCs are moving, which offensive coordinators are moving in, and who they're bringing with them. I think that's really important to do because you might be able to steal yourself something at the end of a draft. And then, of course, OBJ, the creme de la creme. You know, you mentioned the average at the end of the last 6 weeks. So question marks there, obviously, with a 1-year contract, but, you know.
Yeah, because especially they paid Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're going to be looking at and I don't think they want to get rid of Van Jefferson either because he had a really good year.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. You could see OBJ on a new team, and then you get all those same questions you had when he went to the Browns and then the Rams. Like, is it going to work?
Yeah.
Right. I think Van's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. He's just
Yeah.
an old ass dude.
Yeah.
He
He's
does.
fucking so old. 4 years of college. Who are you, Najee Harris?
Nice. So it looks like what we got left here is free agent futures and step up guys.
Nice.
Did you have anything else, Christian?
No?
Okay, perfect. So
I had a
we'll
couple
roll
things
into
of the average. I've touched on like all of them except for one. So I just want to mention
what is this?
the weekly average. I keep bringing up the weekly average and who was a wide receiver one. I have to say this because I wrote about it a long time ago before this episode was planned. But there is one guy who only played 7 games this season who averaged 17.3 PPR points and probably won a lot of people a lot of football games. Ironically, he is on a team with some pretty high pedigree in the wide receiver department, and he actually, in the games he played, had the same exact average as one of his other teammates. And I'm talking to you about Antonio Brown, who had a 17.3 PPR weekly average. That is the same number that Chris Godwin had on his weekly average for the season. So, I know AB sucks, but I think he really hooked it up fat for those people who took a chance on him this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For
I
sure.
think
Until
when you
you
talk,
played him in the Jets game.
yeah, I did do that. I did that. Jesus. But I just think, when you're talking about ADP versus reality, you kind of got to throw him out there a little bit. He was drafted at a wide receiver 39 and finished the season as the wide receiver 52, but
Yeah.
he had himself a top 10 weekly average while he was playing. So you got to keep that in mind with him. So good job.
So I got in here the step ups and the free agents. Should we just save the free agent futures for the free agency
Yes.
Yeah.
reality? Okay, perfect. So let's finish it off. I got a few names here. Feel free to throw out any names you guys want. But these are going to be guys that could step up, and we already touched on some of them. So I'll start with my first, which was Gabriel Davis, and I think Christian basically just touched on it. Like you said, Emmanuel Sanders, free agent. Also, Isaiah McKenzie only signed a 1-year deal. I mean, he didn't do too much, but that's another guy out. Cole Beasley's got 1 more year left, but he seems to be being phased out. And, I really think this could turn into the Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox, Diggs show real quick. So, I don't know if we have anything else to touch on that. I think Christian nailed it. So, this is my bias, so I'll let you all take it. But Josh Palmer, I think that's kind of one of the more obvious ones with Mike Williams more than likely on his way out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call right there. Player.
Hey, thanks. You fucking dick.
Player.
It's going to be a good one.
He is athletic. He made some really great catches, and I think he could fill that Mike Williams role.
Amen, brother.
Shut up, man.
Yeah, no, he's good at football. What's up? I think he's not as good as Elijah Moore if we're talking about step-ups. I see Elijah Moore going, like, boom.
Ham sandwich.
Blasted, be like, oh, shit, this isn't the penthouse. Like, oh, I just blew the roof off this.
Damn, so
This is starlit now.
You took him over Terrace Marshall Jr., though, right, in the draft?
Listen, man.
I'm just kidding.
It's recency bias there, pal.
No, I get you. No, I like Elijah Moore, too. I have him on the list.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to.
Another Moore I had on there was Rondale Moore.
Of course.
And
That was what I was going to say.
Yeah, that was also kind of covered by Christian, so this should be going pretty quick. But I actually didn't realize Christian Kirk was a free agent.
Oh yeah,
next year.
this is his 4th year.
So that's huge. Zay Jones.
Yeah, I got him too.
Finally blowing up.
Fuck.
It's been years.
Is this his 5th year? I
think he's 26. I was looking that up.
let me. You guys say, yeah. I don't have to whistle while I work.
Yeah, the same thing Christian said, average depth of the target. And Carr seems to flourish in that style of offense, as we learned.
Yeah, apparently. Good Lord. One guy to go low, Hunter Renfrow, and then just throw it deep to everyone else, apparently.
Yeah. What's up, Marshall? Do you get that?
Zay Jones?
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to... Are you still looking up?
Oh, yeah, it's 5th. Yeah, it says 5th year.
So another
6th year.
Another 2 guys on here was Van Jefferson.
Straight up.
Has the pedigree with OBJ unknown. I put on here. Okay, this might be a stretch, so I'm curious what you guys think. But I don't even know how to say his name. Ben Skroken.
And Strokin.
Skroken, the Rams guy?
Yeah, the Rams guy. Ben Skroken.
I could say it if I could see it.
Strokren. Top.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Skroken.
I just thought if you got like a real deep league, dude, that guy fucking plays his balls off. He hits all Skronik. I think that's it.
Skronik.
Ben Skronik.
I just threw him on there as my little
pony
because I think if you got a taxi squad, you could hold on a 2-year taxi squad. That guy plays his balls off. He's hit some really key blocks, which is kind of what that Rams offense is predicated on. When you watch Cooper Kupp and all those guys, like they block really well, and he works hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if a role popped up for him, especially with some of these guys on the way out.
Straight, that was my phone.
But I don't know. You guys got any more come up? I know you guys do.
I bet Marquez Callaway on there.
It's funny because I was going to say Deontay Harris.
Nice. It just
You gotta have a battle episode.
no, I don't really have any skin in the New Orleans game outside of Kamara. So the worse their passing game is, the better Kamara is. So or not, I don't fucking know what's going on with New Orleans. They're like, I don't know if they're committing to a rebuild or not, but they ought to.
Yeah,
they need to do so. They need to. There's like 75% of an amazing team, but there's like no steering wheel. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I did want to shout one out, maybe a bit of a homer, but Alan Lazard, man, if you go watch like the last 6 games of the season, he may not have shown up in like fantasy stats, but he played his ass off. And you can tell, I mean, he ended with 800 yards and 6 touchdowns, all career highs.
Wow.
And so
finally caught those passes, huh?
Yeah. So let's go. I think he could actually blow up. I mean, but that's predicated on what goes on in Green Bay. So
yeah, totally.
What about Jarvis Landry?
Donovan Peoples
I would
Jones.
shout out Peoples Jones though,
for sure,
for real.
Absolutely, man. I feel like I could have researched this for like 2 months, all the wide receivers stuff.
Honestly, it's just like somebody in Cleveland.
Yeah, please.
Anthony Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
Demetric
Felton, man.
So,
don't forget your free agent running backs coming out of Cleveland.
Well, I think that might wrap. KJ Osborne. We doing Homer favors? KJ Osborne?
I actually am trying to trade for KJ Osborne in our Superflex, but the guy won't answer me.
Yeah. I mean, if you can
rise in the
rankings of a Mike Zimmer.
Can we just do another startup?
Yeah, dude.
I want Jalen Waddle. I want Michael Pittman Jr.
Dude, why didn't we just do an all-rookie draft?
We did.
Well, shut up. Let me say that again. Do a startup, but take only rookies. We should have done that at the beginning of the year.
Could you fill out your whole roster?
Oh, hell yeah. Jake Funk.
Didn't we? We kind of did. The three of us did a rookie draft. Just the three of
we
us.
did, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
that
with
was
the roster, I think.
That was before the season, so maybe we should do one after based on their rookie year.
Yeah, it'll be a good cry. I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh, that Tenacious D backdrop is hilarious. That's awesome. Oh, fuck. Are we doing our draft and everything?
We we're at an hour 9 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's so many wide receivers. Yeah, we can do this quick, right?
I think so. Well, we'll show last week's fucking Daniel.
What happened last week?
177.81.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, feel good to win.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
I'm on a heater.
Yeah. He also filled out the stats, so,
So it's a lie.
it's a
That's
lie.
what I'm hearing.
I did it game by game, so it's not like I added. Oh, I need more. I need more to win.
Well, I mean, we got this current week here. I got the player pool that
Let me
I
update
brought
the
up.
win count here.
Am I first again?
Yes. Should we take
Yeah.
out the flexi? Make this a little quicker?
Yeah, sure.
I am not good. This is the same reason I don't play daily fantasy. When I have this many options, I'm not good. I need my team,
We'll just stick with it,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
Every
not good at
couple weeks.
redraft. I'm more of a dynasty. Like throughout the year, I
Yeah.
make these weird trades and
Wait till we get to the Super Bowl. You'll be like, I guess I'll go for Jamar Chase.
all right. Well, Christian, start her up, baby.
All right. Let me get, just because I don't think I've had him all year, I'm just going to have fun now because I'm already buried.
Cooper Kupp.
Devontae Adams.
Nice. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Let's see.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, he's going to crush it like he usually does.
Oh, totally, man. Well, it's playoff week, man. So let's have even more fun. Since I'm wearing the jersey, Stephon Diggs. I'll take him here.
Oh, nice. You guys are just.
Well,
No. Great stuff. That's beautiful. Let me get Jamar Chase.
Oh. All the receivers. Where's Chase?
Well, it is the receiver app. It's kind of fresh on
that's
the
fair.
mind.
It is fitting.
Oh, yeah.
See how we just did that?
That's nuts how that happens. And let me get Debo Samuel.
That's a good call, player.
Are you doing the cross-offs, Christian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I will just sit here and win then.
Perfect. I'm going to actually bring out the pool. Sorry, guys, if that's annoying, but not to you guys, to the viewers.
Your viewership means a lot to us.
Let's see here. I mean, I guess I know what I'm going to do here. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's fair.
I like where this is going.
Should we just do on all wide receivers?
Hey, dude, I won last week, and my super flex was Mike Evans. So
Yeah, that's fair. Do we have official word on Derrick Henry?
No. They're seeing how the week goes, but he did pass the
Okay.
contact. So
it don't matter what
Let's-
they do; they're losing that game.
I'm just gonna let's go Joe Mixon,
Smarts.
and then honestly, Green Bay's worst part of their defense is running. Give me Elijah Mitchell as well.
Oh, that's
Oh man, I was gonna take Elijah Mitchell, but then I remembered Debo was gonna get like 15 touches too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to take Josh Allen.
That's fair. Also,
Party time.
Get that stack attack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know what you saying, Suzanne. Let me go ahead and get Aaron Jones.
ooh,
Yeah, baby. And I'm gonna just get nuts and go ahead and take myself a Travis Kelce.
Ooh, fancy boy.
Damn.
Now that I'm started to win a lot of these, I gotta get real.
Get a little relaxed. Okay. I'm gonna take. Who are they playing? Oh yeah, baby. Give me some Cam Akers, baby.
Yeah, dude, he looked good last week.
He did. I don't know if he looked like Super Shredder, but
No, isn't that what he said?
yeah.
That's awesome.
I wish I was watching the Ninja Turtles. That's my favorite movie quote ever is when Master Splinter drops Shredder off the roof and he's like, "Death comes to us all, but when it comes to you, Oroku Saki, it will be without honor." Yes. It makes me so happy.
Let's go.
Is it my
Goodness
pick?
gracious. No, it is mine. I was just waiting on that story.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I want to start winning these, so I guess give me Mike Evans.
Yeah, that is a secret weapon for victories. Trust me. I would know.
And let's go with my stack, and I'll just take Rodgers.
Nice.
I'm gonna take my second QB here. I'm gonna take Joey Burrow.
Ooh.
Steal the stack.
That's a pretty good call.
Steal the stack.
I'm just fucked. I'm just
Quite
fucked.
good.
I'm just gonna have to take Pat
Patrick.
Mahomes. It's first time for everything, I guess. Let's see. Current week. I still need. Let me see. Oh my goodness. The player pool. Which one are you? Let me do what I do, baby.
Running back, flex, super flex, and a defense.
Oh yeah, every time. All right. I'm going to go for I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go. God damn it. It hurts. I can't figure it out in my life. It's so hard. Is it Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting all the stack.
I didn't do this on purpose.
And there are some really good players here, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's as if the 8 best teams in the NFL all coming out of the woodwork. But yeah, that was a straight run on KC players, huh? 3 in a row.
Let's see. I'm gonna take. Oh, keep doing that. I'm gonna take Gronk, baby. Get that tight end.
You
You
didn't
can
want to.
have him, sir.
You didn't want to do what I did.
I'm just mixing it up, baby.
Well, he's mixing it up.
All right.
Oh,
So you
Joe
said we're
mixing
not
it
doing
up?
flexi? I'm sad. I kind of had a perfect
Okay,
one for
we'll do
flexi.
flexi. Now that we're going, fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well,
See
then
the
give me
squad.
Mr. T. Higgins
Mr. T. That's like
for the normal flex spot. And then for my flexi, ain't nobody want to tackle a man who weighs 255 pounds when it's less than 10 degrees outside. So give me A.J. Dillon.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Okay.
gonna draft another guy who wasn't gonna play.
No.
Just joking.
Okay,
Derrick
let's
Henry.
Wait,
see.
another one? Who did I draft that's not playing?
You draft all kinds of dudes that didn't play. I don't want to get
Last
into
week?
it. No, not last week. Just every other week.
Yeah, like the Trey Lance and the.
Oh, yeah.
I think you had a Kyler Murray in there.
Hey, it happens.
It's not, I'm not hating. I'm just
Actually, I am
having
gonna.
fun.
I'm gonna.
Splashing water on you.
I'm gonna do a Daniel.
You doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, son, I'm so happy to hear this.
Is it an E or an A? Gabriel.
It's an A and an I and an E.
Oh,
It's
just-
like Daniel, but with a G and a B instead of a D and an N. Gabriel, Daniel.
I have no idea. I spelled it two different ways.
That's wrong. No problems though. Let's move on.
That's how you know he's gonna be a wide receiver 1, baby.
Okie dokie. I still gotta get another running back. It's Slim Pickens here. Is it really? Oh, God.
Are you gonna take him?
This hurts, dude.
Do it. Do it.
I wanted to. There's two guys I want to take. I'm gonna. Oh my God, I can't take Jet. Not after getting that whole roster. Fuck it, dude. He had 142 yards last week.
Yeah.
I can't do it, dude.
If you don't take him,
That's fine. You can have him. Let me get my. Let me get my super flex. I'm gonna stick with what I've been doing. I'm gonna do AJ Brown.
Yeah. I probably should have taken him before T. Higgins, huh?
Oh, it ain't
son.
no thing, man. Is Cooper Kupp still out there?
no.
Oh, sorry, microphones. Let me do a little looky look. I'm sorry to do this right now. I've got a Google stat. Got to stat that.
Stat that.
Stat that ass. Stat that. What? If I sing through it, it's still enjoyment for the people, right? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
For sure.
Totally, dude.
Fuck. This is a real thing. God damn it, dude. Give me Giovanni Bernard.
I mean, he plays well when he's playing the Eagles and shit.
GB.
So
what's the deal
That's my flexi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
I mean,
Yeah,
what's the deal with Darrell Williams?
I think he got injured. He got his butt hurt by that fumble. Dude, I feel so bad for Najee, man.
I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you on
That was a hell of a punch out to go his whole rookie year without a fumble and then
get one in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
does
just-
suck.
I mean it. Oh well, I think he'll shake it off. He's got a whole off season.
So I picked Keyshawn Vaughn in my flexi.
Oh really?
Yeah, just watch Leonard Fournette play.
Oh fuck! I looked. That's what I was looking up as a Geo Keyshawn.
It's all you, Christian. You got.
Yeah, give me Dawson Knox, bro.
Yeah, that's who I should have gone after, but
Yeah,
I
once you
would've,
guys.
but I had everybody else on that team.
that's what I was saying.
That's fair.
I've
Then give
no
me.
He has
Oof,
four balls.
that's tough. The Bucks defense did play their best game. I felt like last. Give me Matt Stafford. Screw it.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm gonna take. I can't take Devin Singletary.
And you can.
I'm gonna take Jed McKinnon. That feels good.
Yeah,
God, I miss that guy.
he's so good. I'm gonna take Singletary. I was gonna let you choose for me.
All right.
Oh fuck! Now I gotta go with the defense. And this is where it gets tough, I guess.
Ow.
This shit is, man. The shit is. I want to bet against Jimmy Garoppolo so hard, but like, if any defense is gonna stop him, it should have been Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me. You know what? I'm going for the Rams defense.
You motherfucker.
I know, dude. That's what happens when you have kids. You got a fucking mother.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some crazy shit.
I don't like that look in your eyes. I don't like to be alone
Oh,
in the
he's
room with
going
you.
Bills, isn't he?
No, dude, crazier. Bengals.
Oh, well, that's not
yeah.
that crazy.
Well, I was gonna go Bills what you called it, so I didn't want to call it.
That would have been a bad call. I think the Bengals is a good call.
Yeah, that is a good call, especially if Derrick Henry doesn't play. Well, then let's just wrap it up with Green Bay. Why not?
Yeah.
I was going to take the Rams, though. Tristan Wirfs going down. Dude, Tom Brady was getting harassed all day.
Oh,
And the Rams are just better than the Eagles. So,
Yeah, the front four is definitely better.
well, there you have it.
Come hell or high water, I will get my 5th victory of the year.
I'd just like I'm just a little cheeky number 2. That would be nice.
Yes, yes.
Hey, you gonna wear that Elijah Mitchell jersey on Sunday?
No.
Yeah, so.
Come on, man.
Dude, if he does well, then you put that on the resume, dog.
Well, he can do well. They just need to lose still.
Show
I
up
hope
to
he goes
that.
for 250 and 3 touchdowns. But they just still lose.
But still, oh yeah, there you go.
I don't think you want him to get 3 touchdowns.
No, I don't.
Shit, you show up at your Packers bar talking like that, you're gonna have to find a new bar.
Yeah, Elijah
Yeah,
Mitchell
dude.
goes off for like a 98-yard run touchdown. You're just like,
Well,
I kind of called it.
I guess I shouldn't have been wearing this.
Too, right? Too soon? You got a number 25 tattoo on your chest, man? That's freaking
Yeah,
everyone
dude.
out.
Speaking of 2 first names,
Oh my God! This has become too much. The 2 first names game is just.
I shouldn't have even got you started.
I should Gabriel Davis, son of a bitch. This is no.
With that said, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Paul. Goodbye, Danny.
Goodbye, Adam.
Goodbye, Adam. Thanks for tuning in.
peace.
Oh yeah, did anyone get at us on that live draft?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention.
Fuck, I